Hey guys, we're going to go over the classwork for today, 5/6/20. Today's standard is understand that a function is a rule that assigns to each input exactly one output. It's from Unit 5, Lesson 1. The objective is I know that a function is a rule with only one output for each allowable input. And so the warm-up today, you can see I've already solved it for you guys here on the video. You can pause it and check out so you can try it. I would pause the video now, try solving the problems by substitution, and then checking your answer that way, okay? And so you can see I've highlighted the substitutions for all the problems too. So you can see that you have y equals 2x, plug it in here, y equals 2x, plug it in here, and then you plug it in for this one, and then you solve like you would. You get 0 equals 16, so that's a no solution problem. And then from here, plug in y equals negative 3x, plug it into here. You get 4x minus 2 times negative 3x, which is going to be a 4x plus x, 6x, which is negative 20. Divide by 10 on both sides is going to be negative 2. And then, so from here, so if they're both y equals mx plus b style, you just set them equal to each other like I did here. And you just solve for multi-step equations from there. So x equals 14. So this one's a little more difficult for number 4. You're going to multiply that 3 times 3x minus 4, because that's where y is equal to. You're going to replace it. You're going to multiply everything out, and then you're going to solve for x, and you get x equals 1. That means these two lines cross at x equals 1. Okay. So now so that's a warm-up. You should just try it on your own, check the answer. Try it on your own, check the answer. So now for today's lesson, we have an input-output rule is a rule that takes allowable input and uses it to determine an output. For example, the following diagram represents a rule that takes any number as an input, then adds multiples of 4, and gives the resulting number as an output. So we're talking about this a little today. If you're in class, an input, you take this. Think of it like a machine. You take something, you do something to that something, and you get something else. In this case, in math, you take a number, you do some operations to that number, and then you get a different number. So here you can see that for this input-output rule, it's add 1, then multiply by 4. So you take 1, you take the number, you add 1, and you multiply that by 4. So in this case, we take negative 1, we add 1, we multiply by 4. So negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0 times 4 is 0, and we're done. Over here, for 0, 0 plus 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. For next one, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. And the next one, 3 times 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. So you can see all the different rules that we have going here. For this one, it's you take the number, divide by 4, and then you add 2. So we take the number, divide by 4, add 2. So 0 divided by 4 plus 2 equals 2. 4 divided by 4 plus 2 equals 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. And so on, right? So you can see here, this one's divide 3. So we don't really take the number, take the input, and then divide it by 3. And so we don't really need to do too much work for this one. So I don't have like that middle work in the middle to do the work. But for this one, we're going to do negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 2. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. 0 divided by 3 is 0. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay. So now for this one, in some cases, not for all inputs allowable, the rule must specify which inputs will work. For example, you take x and you do 1 over x. So 2, 1 over 2. 1, 1 over 1. 0, 1 over 0. Negative 1, 1 over negative 1. But in this case, we cannot plug in 0 because 1 divided by 0 is not a right answer. So this rule does not work if we try to input 0. And we'll talk about what that means in the future, okay? So now from this one, guess my rule. You are to kind of look at the table and see what is the rule. So negative 4 plus 7 is 3. Negative 1 plus 7 is 6. 0 plus 7 is 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. So the rule is add 7. For this one, the rule is multiply by 3. So negative 3 times 3 is negative 15. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So the rule is multiply by 3 for this one. The rule for this one is to multiply by 2 and subtract 5, which is a little more difficult. A lot more people had trouble with this one. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 5 is 3. 7 times 2 is 14. Minus 5 is 9. 10 times 2 is 20. Minus 5 is 15. Okay. So you should be trying to figure out what the rule is, right? So the last one, complete the input output table below. So you're just going to take, so this one says you take your number, you divide by 2, and you add 1. So you can see here, 0 divided by 2 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1, plus 1 is 2. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4, plus 1 is negative 3. 100 divided by 2 is 2, plus 1 is 50. 100 divided by 2 is 50, plus 1 is 51. Okay, so that's the quick overview of the answers for the classwork in case you missed it. I would try it on your own, then come back to it, come back to the video, and so on, okay? Make sure you do that for all videos. I'll see you later. Have a good day.